There we go.
Oh, did
So,
SpaceX go to 213? Oh, wow.
oh yeah, yeah, it shot up.
When did it shoot? It's so
It actually shot
interesting.
up this morning to 227.
What? What made it do that? Was there anything in the news?
You'll learn news is garbage. It doesn't mean
I
anything.
know news is garbage, but I for this thing, because like the people that are gonna buy this thing are people who don't have our system. So like
Uh-huh.
that's why I'm thinking to
Yeah.
myself, what made them
So
do that today?
So my concern is again, right? So we know that obviously as more people buy, it's going to go up. I have clients and friends. Obviously, we have a SpaceX here in Central Texas. I mean, 20, 30 minutes away from us, we have a SpaceX facility. So a lot of my clients are SpaceX folks. So a lot of them, they've got a lot of money right now.
Right.
They're not allowing them to essentially sell anything until certain timelines after the IPO.
Of
So you'll
course.
start to see those prices drop because right now nobody can get rid of anything. So
Right. Right.
you'll start seeing it drop. People will let go, and then it'll continue on, right?
Mhm.
You have the sniper, correct?
Correct. So I've got, if you want, I can send you a quick screenshot of what I look at right now. Or I can
Okay.
share you my screen if that works.
Yeah. See if you can try and do that, and then I'll want to see what you have.
So if I share my, oh, I can't do that. Why can I not do that, dude?
Let me see real quick.
It's in Zoom. Oh, there we go. Okay, I should be able to do it now. Perfect. Oh, I'd have to quit and reopen. I would
Can
just
you
have to rejoin.
quit and rejoin? Why is it making you do
Yeah,
that?
because I had to change the privacy setting in Zoom to let me show you my screen.
Oh,
That's
got it, got it, got
yeah.
it.
So I'll literally be 10 seconds. Let me be
Sure. Mhm.
okay. That actually might have been less than 10 seconds. Wow. I'm just
That
kidding.
would have been
All right.
fine.
All right. All right. All right. So this is what I see. Allow. Okay. So this is what I have right now. So I was kind of on this YouTube video where he was talking about the scanner, and so I had that up to kind of look at that. Then I have my 15 1 hour with my indicators here and here, and I've kind of been. This is kind of always annoying trying to zoom in and see what's happening, but this is kind of what I'm working with now. I have zero clue what any of these lines mean.
Okay.
Some charts, the blue line, which I know is the EMT, the estimated something average, sometimes like let's say on the 15, sometimes it's like up here. But like on the 1 hour, then it'll be like down here. And but like both those blue lines are different values. But in my
Yes.
mind, why would they be different values if it's just an overall thing? So that's one of the questions that I have. I just
Cool.
don't know like really how to properly read the system, like because sometimes we can see like the swimmers here they're starting to turn red. So to me, that
Yep.
would indicate it's going to keep selling. But then sometimes that doesn't. I'm like, I don't even know. So I just kind of need a lot of explanation. And I'm sorry because I know they're probably basic questions, but
Well, they're obviously they're basic
yeah.
questions for the system, and I know you still got Monday, right? Monday is your
Yeah.
inbox.
So
Okay.
I don't know if they're going to answer these on Monday, but I
So
couldn't. I
so
was trying to find a
Kevin's
video that,
Kevin's gonna
yeah.
break it down really, really simple.
Okay.
So I'll try and get you as much, as much breakdown now, just so
Okay.
that way you can again play with it, right? So let's go ahead and right
I'll stop
now
there
I'm
so you
getting
can.
really deep into the options side, right? I really like
Okay.
options a lot, a lot. And
Okay.
Kevin's also getting really deep into options. And so I'm kind of learning a little bit how to do some stuff and set some alerts and different things. And so I'm literally going through and adding every single possible stock I can think of.
Oh wow.
I don't even know what they are, but it doesn't matter, right?
Yeah.
Because the
Right.
system reads everything. And when I mean like everything, I mean like this is done in alphabetical order. Like it's not even loading fast enough to keep up, right?
Oh my
Because
gosh, bro.
I've
What?
got
That's
I mean,
crazy.
this isn't so, and it doesn't matter, right? Okay, like Uber, if I go over, and this is going to move slow because my computer kind of moves slow when I've got Zoom running and everything else. Let me see something real quick. See if I can
I got a
make it.
PC. got a PC today which has a really good system. I think it's got a good GPU, so hopefully everything will be running smooth.
I'm gonna need to get probably a desktop up here, but I use a Surface.
That's
Um,
good.
and I mean it works, but like right now it's at like 89%, right? What it's operating.
Mhm.
So let me close one of these and that'll probably help a little bit. Okay. So anyway, so I'm literally just going through and clicking just nonstop, just all these. I've never heard of it. Like I don't know who Vista Gold Corp is. I don't know who any of that is, right? Because but we know that none of that matters. Okay.
Correct.
So come on, let's be nice today. I'm gonna go to the Nat to NAS just because
That's probably what
it's
I've been
easy,
looking at
right?
the most. Yeah.
So I'm going to share. So I'll kind of show you a little bit of my setup here. I'm going to share, and I hope that this thing doesn't mess up at night. Can you see in my
Dang! Oh my
okay?
God.
So I'm gonna share the higher one, the one that's up and down,
Hmm.
because I don't want you to have to go and recreate the wheel on stuff that I've already worked on, right? And so I've been
Right.
sharing this with some of my buddies and friends. They're like, dude, this is it's big because it doesn't, you don't have to go and create it, but like what you had up, you had the Una reverse bot, right?
Hmm.
That Una reverse bot is telling you what uh what blue lines price action is above or over.
Correct.
So
Yeah.
when you said, man, I don't know why the 15-minute is, what is this thing doing there? Is a below on the 15-minute, but above on this one, it's because they're actually not the same.
Okay.
Okay. So every single time frame has a blue line, and that
Okay.
blue line moves as price moves. So if price is above the blue line on the 1 hour, the next hour candle that ends, that blue line will move up just a little bit. Okay. And as
Right.
price comes down toward it, it kind of it's like think of a slow moving snake that's always chasing price. That's what the blue
Hmm.
lines are. Okay.
Okay.
Now, Kevin created the blue lines. I've kind of learned a little bit of what they are. I'm not going to explain it because it doesn't really matter.
Hmm.
Okay. We just use them. Do you remember the old, and I was trying to explain this to Talia and Carl last night. Do you remember that old game Pong, right? Where it's just the moving paddles,
Oh
right?
yeah, you can like you gotta like swipe it on your
And
phone
the ball
and
just, yeah, the
yeah,
ball
yeah.
just goes in between, right? Okay. Price action in the market literally operates in between these blue lines. And when I say
Mhm.
it operates in between them, I mean it's legitimately going in between blue lines. Okay. So today I was watching Naz played that down, right? And you can see it went down really far below its 1 minute.
Mhm.
Okay. Now you kind of asked like what are things, right? So real quick, this is what we call the channel. Okay, this is the moving average, right? Okay, see how everything kind of operates in there. It comes back up, touches, comes back up. This is what we use for entry on some trades. Okay,
Okay.
this is kind of like, so just so you know, on buys, right? So if we're going up, we're using that orange line as our most aggressive entry. Okay.
Okay.
We really like when there's a good space in between. Now, there's not a certain number or anything like that, but I mean, this is 497 points from there just back to the channel. Okay.
Mhm.
That's huge, right? So this was a great place to get into. Okay.
Mhm.
Now, had you had it there, you would have got tapped in, it would have came back down, you would have been negative, then it would have shot up, right? You would have never gone negative, and then you would have been stupid money. Because from the earliest place of entry, right? If you would have popped
Dang, that was a big tank today. What the heck?
yep. Well, yeah, but look how much it went up since Sunday night, right?
Right, right.
It was 1,740 points from the time that you would have gotten in this trade, which would have been earliest of Thursday. So when
Wow.
we talk about what the system does, yes, you can do futures. Yes, you can do Forex and hold things, but the long-term plays are where the money's at. Okay. Futures are fun, but they also move very fast because you're playing fast time frames. Okay.
Yeah.
We still play the higher time frames, but what we did was we knew that this was a 6 hour buy stop, right? So
Hmm.
our 6 hour buy. So we were playing all the buys up. Okay.
All right.
So here's what now you have the sniper, which was really smart of you. I know it's kind of a little bit of a chunk of change for you to eat every month,
It's okay.
but you're getting all kinds of tools, right? And here's one of them. Do you have in your indicators list the sniper rifle?
Yeah.
Okay. So when you have your sniper rifle, this is what it looks like. Okay.
Yes, I have that. Yeah.
Okay. So what this is saying for us right now is the NAS is underneath its 1 second blue line. We can see that, right? Here's my 1 second blue line. You see how it's moving,
Hmm.
right? See how it's coming down? Well,
Hmm.
yeah, because price action's all the way down, right?
Hmm.
Do you see how it had like that curve? Look, it came down because price was below. Then it kind of
Correct.
started to even out a little bit because price came back up. Then it dropped like a rock, and there it goes like a roller coaster. It's like a snake that's ever changing, ever chasing price.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, let me ask you a question. If I change this chart to my 5 second, are we going to be
Hmm.
under the 5 second blue line? Yes or no?
Yes.
10 second,
Yes.
15,
Yes.
30,
Yes.
1 minute,
Hmm.
right? 2 minute, I guarantee it's below, and the 3 minute,
Guarantee and a 3 minute.
right? Now, the sniper rifle is saying a 5 minute sell stop. Okay, well, let's look. What is the 5 minute doing?
Oh, it just retraced a little bit, maybe.
Yeah, these
Maybe
are
I'm
all the one
tripping.
seconds, right? Here it goes, right? Because it always
Yeah.
wants to. So here's the thing that you'll learn about the system. Price always wants to check in with blue lines.
Okay.
Okay. It's kind of like going to play, but then you at the park, but then you got to come and check in with mommy, right?
Hmm.
Once you come and check in, then you go out and you play again, right? Mom's kind of following you around the park, right? Making sure you're not getting in too much trouble. You come back in, you
Yep.
check in, and then you go back, right? So you'll see over time that it checks in with its 1 minute, it checks in with the 5 minute. And everybody today would probably say something like, oh my gosh, the world is ending, right? The NAS dropped out 600 points today. No, the world isn't ending. It just wants to go and say hello to the 5 minute blue line. That's it.
Yeah.
Okay. And
So I
so
guess no, I'm sorry. You go.
well, I was going to say, in doing that and it
Hmm.
coming down, right, it's creating a buy somewhere else. Okay. We only get sells, sells create buys.
Hmm.
So I'm changing
And
this.
where is that by being created? Like
Yeah.
on a different time frame or like
So
on a different
Yeah, so
okay.
here's the cool part. You'll start to learn that the check-ins with certain blue lines mean certain time frame buys. This is how we know the thing's rigged because it's the same thing over and over and over. The hardest part for you is going to be managing your emotional piece, right? As things are moving.
Hmm.
Okay. Now, while this is loading, what is a buy stop? Do you remember me explaining what it is?
I mean, sort
If
of.
not,
I
if
mean,
not,
I
it's
know what
okay.
it, I mean,
If
I know
not,
what it is, but I wouldn't know. I don't know, like if I would explain it correctly.
so.
But a buy stop is when, I mean, we can see that price is going to go up, and so we're gonna set, um, we're gonna go into the trade, set our take profit, set our stop loss,
Mhm.
and then watch it go. And then I know you were talking about how if you've got like 5 units in there, you could take three out, ride two to see if it would keep going up. Um,
So
that kind of thing.
how do we identify in the system what a buy stop is?
See, okay, this is where I feel like I might not fully know,
Okay.
but what I remember you saying is that um if there's been well, okay, I know. Okay, here's something I definitely know. I know that when the blue line crosses the pink line and the blue line is going
Hmm.
up, that's a buy stop. I also know that when the blue line on Sniper dips down, but all the way down to zero, and then it starts coming up, that's a buy, or like at least it's. an indication to do something. That's something I was
Yeah,
dude, I noticed I noticed
you're starting to see the sniper patterns, right?
yeah, so that's the
Yeah.
sniper thing that I know. And then with the system, I know that when we've got the three swimmers that are green, that means that overall price is in a buy, even if the time frame doesn't reflect that. Um, and so the cell's trying to get through, but sometimes the cell can't get all the way through, so it starts to come back up. And then I know as it starts to come back up, that's a buy stop. I don't know specifically how to like read that.
Okay.
You know what I'm trying to
So
say? I don't know.
I do. I'm trying to see if I can. I don't really do this a lot, so let me see if I can. I don't like that. Okay. So this is right. This is essentially this yellow. I just want you to think and kind of realize that that's really what the channel is. Okay.
Okay.
So this yellow is this channel. Do you see how it's kind of following,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
And price is way below the channel, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Do you see
Correct.
how these histogram bars are full, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, to have a buy stop, we want to see that the red swimmer is trying to get to the bottom of the pool,
Mm-hmm.
but there's three green swimmers that are going to push this guy up or to try to keep him from the bottom of the pool, right?
Mm-hmm.
So again, you know, we're all hanging out in the pool. We throw one of those little gold rings as little kids, right? Now
Yeah.
there's three of us trying to keep you from getting to the bottom. The reality is you're not going to be able to overcome, right?
Mm-hmm.
So right now, what we have is we have a 30-minute. Okay, now this is a little bit different. You'll learn. This thing
Mm-hmm.
right here is called the BOK, the BOKK. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
BOK just stands for his wife's initials and his children and himself. That's it. That's how he named it. But it works, okay? Because right here, the BOK broke. It went from green to red, right? If this continues to go down, right, this will continue. So what happened is this top green right now is now this
Yeah.
bottom one. And this bottom green is now this top one. That's what broke it. Price
Mm-hmm.
came down so much that it broke the BOK. Now, in times like these, right? Look at all these buys. You see how the block is nice and wide, right?
Mm-hmm.
This is an indicator for us, telling us that there's lots of buys, right? Look at there was a big buy right here. Okay. Price action checked in with this orange EMA instead of this channel. There was a
Mm-hmm.
gap that was filled. And what did it do? It filled it, right? You see how that happened? Okay. You see
What
how
do you
there's a,
mean by the gap was filled though?
yeah.
Like,
So you're going to learn this, but you see this gap, the black gap in between the histograms and the yellow.
yes, yes,
Do you see how it filled that in?
correct.
Okay. Because price doesn't like the gap. It doesn't like it. Okay.
Mm.
Now, I'm pretty sure this gap was a 7-minute buy. Let's see if I'm correct. Somewhere right here.
Because I guess in my head, it's like I understand what you're saying, but I'm trying to think in my head if I was trading live and
Hmm.
I don't have the future of after you the buy stop happens, like to know to go in there. Like what in that moment is like can I specifically be like, oh, I know it's gonna do this because of XYZ.
So
Because
this
like
is
I understand like looking back at it, you know what I mean? Like that all
this is picture
completely makes
perfect right
sense.
here. Okay. So I'm going to try and give you the rules here. Okay. And I'll send this. And so Kevin's going to do the same thing. He's going to tell you, listen to the recording a million times. Okay.
Yeah.
So in real time, let me get this off real quick.
I do have some rules actually from the onboarding
Good.
paperwork NDA type stuff. Yeah, I'm gonna print
Good.
those out because he said come to the meeting with those printed out in front of you. So I'm gonna do that.
Now, let's move this over one more click. Okay. Now, let's say that we saw this, right?
Hmm.
What do we have? We have red, three green swimmers, and we have two green swimmers here. Those are two guys in a boat. Okay. So when you see that, these two are pulling him up. These three are pushing up. So now you have one reason, two reasons, three reasons, four reasons, five reasons, six telling you it's a buy. Okay.
Hmm.
All right. Now, are the snipers all down on the 7 minute time frame? Yes or no?
At that point,
Yep, right here.
yeah, literally all of them,
They're literally
literally
all the
all of
way
them
down,
are there. Yeah.
right? Okay. Now, look on the 30 minute where my dotted line is. That's the same time. Okay. We see that there's a gap, right, in the histogram. Okay. Here, right? It's created this gap.
Mm-hmm.
Now, at this point in time, okay, because this is all the same time, right? Remember, so if you would have followed my how to load your charts, when you put your
Yeah.
cursor, right, your cursor should be showing across all time frames the same exact point, right?
Correct. that a different chart that I'm trading on?
So just so you see, I have SPX, NAS, and US 30.
Yeah,
When you are paper trading, I want you to put in these MES, MNQ, and MYM.
let me
Okay.
screenshot that really
Yep.
quick.
And then these are the futures symbols for that's the futures for US 30, that's the futures for NAS, that's the futures for SPX.
Okay.
MCL1, that's the futures for oil. Okay.
Hmm.
MGC, that's the futures for gold. I would not recommend you to play silver or copper right now. They're too heavy. So even Talia the other day was like, "Hey, I added silver," and I was like, maybe you shouldn't."
Hmm.
It's
Okay.
pretty heavy. Every movement, any li like a what is it? Point point one of a penny, I think is what it is. I think point one of a penny is like $10.
Oh,
So
dang.
you get like a 20-cent movement and it's like $200. Okay.
What the heck?
So
Okay, and but
yeah.
like, and how do you? Okay, so this is my next question. When I'm going to paper trade, what exactly? How do I do that? Because I've done it, but I a couple of times I think I pressed a market thing instead of a stop, and
Yep.
then
So
something happened.
let's do a little bar replay real quick. So that way we can at least try and see how you would probably be doing this, right? And I'm gonna try and press. Okay, so 30 seconds. No, I don't want to do that. Okay, let me stop real quick. I'm gonna press. So whatever screen I think you have it on, once you click bar replay, okay, that's when it's going to no, it's still gonna do 30 seconds. Okay. So I'm gonna do select a random bar so that way we can actually play this out. Okay. Okie dokie. Now, if I was coming into the charts on what day is this? November 2023. Look at the Nasdaq's at 15,931. Okay.
That's wild. That's so wild. 2023. That's insane.
Right? It's freaking nuts. Okay. That just, I mean, they're killing it. They're just taking the market up and up and up and up and up and up. Okay. Look at the sniper is actually rifles telling us, hey, buy stop to the 1 minute. Okay. So I'm actually take this. I'm gonna go to the 1 minute and see how close am I to the 1 minute. I think it already touched it, probably came back down.
What do you mean, like to the
There
blue line?
there it
Oh,
did.
there you go.
Look at, come on, man. It does this consistently over and over. This is what we're doing with options right now. We're
Okay.
looking at options. We're looking at what is touched higher time frame blue lines, come back down, and we know is going to go back up. And we're taking options 2 and 3 months out, finding deals on, and you'll learn this over time. But that's kind of what we're doing. Okay. Now here's what you got to be careful of, right? I bet you there's also a 5 minute sell.
How do you know that though? Like, I know,
You'll
like,
just you'll just learn. Okay, look, there it is. See, I don't remember. I wasn't trading in. Was I trading in 2023? I think this is when I started. I think I started trading in November 2023. Okay, but for everybody who's gonna watch this on YouTube, how the heck was I supposed to know that? I clicked random bar. I just you learn it, right? Is there a
okay.
sell? There is, but look how the box turned green. Okay, now here's what I see. I see. Yeah, do you see what I see? A blue line with pink and purple low, right?
Hmm.
So we see a blue line high, we see a gap, we see pink and purple. It probably does have to do that sell, but what we know is it's going to probably want to go up and touch this again. Now, let's just play this out. Okay. I like that this pink and purple are low. Now, I would have rather have kind of gotten in. Now, this was a random bar, right? It would have been nice to be in right here. Okay. But here's what we're going to do. I'm going to put this right here. Uh, oh man, I did this on NAS and not on M&Q. All right, well, it doesn't really matter. M&Q is much different than NAS, okay? So
Okay.
M&Q, when you first start playing with 1 and 2 micros to get used to those numbers. Don't really play above 5, okay? You start playing
Hmm.
above 5, and the movement for the accounts that will get you, and I'll help you, figure out how to use them and all that. It's very heavy. If you get
Okay.
retracement, that drawdown, and if you take a loss, right? You read it wrong, it's gonna punch you in the mouth. Okay. You don't want to lose an account super fast. Okay. I lost some accounts this week, and it's because I played stupid.
Yeah.
Just
I
just
mean,
be just being honest. Okay.
Talia said the reason she lost hers is because like literally it happened in like 10 seconds and she couldn't even like just because she didn't click her stop loss yet. Like and she'd taken it
Yeah, and you
and
know
that's all
what?
it took.
And I
That
tore
was
her a
funny.
new you know what, because the way that she should be setting these is I personally think she took a market order and she went to put her stop loss, and she shouldn't have done that. And she placed
Right.
this like this, right? So if you're gonna trade and paper trade on here, right? You're
Uh-huh.
gonna go, okay, you can right click, okay, add order, okay?
Mm-hmm.
If you don't want to add an order, you can do it. Here's what I like about this. If I click and add an order, and let's say that it's down there, right? And I moved it right there on that yellow, I can do this. I can pull my stop loss down,
Yes.
and now it's showing me how much I can lose. And like, ooh, $630 if I'm on futures, right? It'll tell me what that is. Okay. And I can say, hey, I'm cool. I'm down to lose that. Hey, I want to take this up to, you know, the 1 minute blue line. Let's just do that. Now I'm going to let this ride. This might go up a lot, right? And then come back down. But I want to let it ride so you can see it. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Uh,
So
and
we're
then
looking at I'm just trying to
So,
think. So
so
one
here's the
minute,
thing. I have it on a
yeah, yeah.
stop, right? So that's the
Yep.
big thing. Stop means it's the price is below where you want to get in. If I was on a sell, right, I can't do it because that's not a stop. I'd have to move this below here,
Of
right?
course.
Because it's got to be on the other end, right? So you may understand that, but somebody else watching may
No,
not
no, yeah.
understand.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
So I'm
yeah, I
just going to move
guess.
this here. Okay. Here's my units. Okay. And you can already have it set. You can say, hey, I want my take profit at a price, or I want it at a certain amount. So if everything you do, you don't want to lose more than $250 on every trade, then it's going to kind of already set that, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it'll say, oh, your stop loss is at $250. It's right here. And you're like, well, then I got to take my units down, right? Now I'm gonna just let that happen. I'm gonna set it, right? Of course, it's being super slow because I got it doing many things. Oh, what? Did you not set my stop loss? Oh, it did. Okay. It's setting both of them. Stop order place. Now I can press play. Right now, if you were doing this real time, you'd be operating a lot faster, right? Okay. Now this is going to operate at 30 seconds at a time. We also have a 30-second buy. Do you see that? There's also a 30-second buy stop, and that's also low, right? So sometimes there are
So
multiple buys inside of a buy. That's just what happens. Okay.
right, so we're looking at that 30 seconds and we're saying, okay, there's three green swimmers, the box just crossed, or it has been crossed, so we know it might open, and because pink and purple are both low and blue is obviously at the bottom too, that's how we
Yep.
know it's probably gonna go up.
Yep. So let's press
Okay.
play and see what happens, right? Oh, there we are. And now we're in the trade, right? And we're going to let this roll. And so now I have this set to every 1 second is a 30-second. Okay. So now here I
Mm-hmm.
am. I'm negative. Oh, it's dropping like a rock. Okay. Now, one of the rules that you'll learn is that the higher time frame, it also has to check in with the channel. This was kind of a channel check-in, but we really like when it goes into the channel of the higher time frame. So this trade might lose. It needs to come down further, and then we'll get back up again. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
What I can tell you is it's going to go up to that 1 minute blue line. Like that's going to happen. It's just a matter of when, right? So what I'm trying to tell you is patience is everything in this game. Okay.
Mm.
Bam, we're about to lose, right? There it is. Okay. Now we lost that trade. You say, oh man, what the heck? Like I just lost, right? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
But what did I tell you? Inside of our rules, it says it needs to come back, retrace to the channel. Okay. Oops. Still going. Retrace to the channel. Okay. And that, again, that's part of your rules. But the cool part and the one thing you got to know is that it's always got to go to a blue line. So a blue line actually tells you whether or not a trade is ready or not. Well, that hasn't touched its 15-second blue line. Come on, come on. Hasn't touched its 10-second blue line. And it's probably hasn't touched its 5-second either. Nope. So what I'm going to tell you is have patience, wait for things to hit blue lines and retrace. Now,
Hmm.
we're going to probably see this come down, touch this blue line, which would put this inside this channel. Let's let it ride out and see what happens now. Why is that going with 15 seconds? Change that. So now we'll watch the progression, right? It's going to touch that 5-second. Then it's got a ping pong, right? Or pong in between. Now look at that. See, look at, right? Now we're almost back to break even, right? But I want to wait. Sometimes I'd rather miss a trade than get into a trade too early. One of my biggest issues is getting into trades too early. They're just not ready yet.
Mm. So I have a quick question.
Sure.
Like where the pink and purple comes down at like 7:15 on this chart.
Okay, let me put this.
Um
When the pink and purple comes down at 7:15 on
like
the
7:20. Yeah, like right there, like 7:15. Um what is stopping you from right now from putting a buy in?
well, oh, what did I tell you? Where did I tell you it was going?
Oh wow. Of
Didn't,
course.
didn't, didn't we just talk about this? Right?
Yeah, we literally did.
Wait, what
What's
happened?
stopping you?
Hold on, hold on,
Why is
hold
it
on.
still going? I swear you pressed stop and it's still going.
Yeah, I did. I'm trying to figure out what. Look, okay, so let's talk about this operationally. I got tapped out right here. I missed this. Did you see that?
Hmm.
That should have been the pivot point. I don't know how I missed that. I don't think I had the chart open all the way, but
Oh, okay.
that was the true pivot point. And I bet you it was the 5-second blue line. So we're gonna go back and we're gonna see. See, okay, so see how I got really close? We call that
Hmm.
horseshoes and hand grenades.
Okay.
Don't always put your take profit on the blue line. Give it some space, especially when there's a sell that's supposed to happen. Because what happened? As soon as it got close enough, what did it
It
do?
just it went down.
We call that horseshoes and hand grenades. You ever play horseshoes?
No, sir.
So in horseshoes, you don't have to have the horseshoe touch in the metal. It's just got to be close enough to it, right? As if that's in there. A hand grenade, do I need to hit you in the head with a hand grenade?
No, you just get close.
Close enough and you're dead, right?
Right,
This
right.
right here is what we call horseshoes and hand grenades. Good enough for government work. Okay.
Hmm.
So now I want to go back real quick and I want to see if that was what happened. Can you please load? I want to see because that was essentially what was why we got tapped out. It's not going back to that, but you can see the blue line, right? Like I don't know why this isn't loading. It's just taking forever. Now it's freezing. All right. And it kept going. Like it kept actually operating.
That's what the
So
heck.
so look at here it goes, right? Now it's in a 5-minute sell. Now it's starting to put this off. Do you think this thing's gonna tank? Yeah, because now this is gonna end up turning red. Look what it gave you. So you could have played this again, you could have played this up to the 1 minute or close enough to, right?
Right.
Okay. Once it got close enough, you had an entry for your 5-minute sell. So you could have played the up. That's this one, right? Now it's up and above the orange. Do you see how it's up and above now? Now it's super far away from that. It's not sitting on the channel, right? If you would have played
Hmm.
this sell, you might have gotten hit if you would have used this as a pivot. If you'd have used that one, not so much. right? But you'd be in profit now. But when the price action gets away from that orange line, that's when we want to start looking for entry.
For
Look,
sell.
for this one, it would have been for the sell. So here's the
Yeah.
thing, right? Let's say you're like, it starts dropping, and you're like, oh man, I missed it. This is my daughter's problem. She sees this falling, she looks at the sniper, she's like, oh, it's going down, and she'll just put in a sell, right? And then it retraces. But
Hmm.
this is what I mean by having patience. This gave us a 1 minute sell, did it not? Look at it came down and it
Hmm.
retraced and said, hey, I'm doing a 1 minute sell now. The
It's
pink
time to
crossed the
go down.
blue and it dipped down, right? 922 to 916. Now that's not a lot of pips, but this is also after hours. Okay.
Hmm.
This is the Asian market. So you're not going to get a lot of movement. But regardless, it's still there. So, sometimes I'll let these play out and I'll wait on a 5 minute for the retrace. So now see what it did. Came out, came back, it checked in with the channel on the higher time frame, right? Our 1 to our 5 and gave us a 1 minute sell.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's the same thing. Sells, buys, higher time frame check-in, look at your snipers, right? So on a sells, it's opposite, right? You want your blue low, your pink and purple high on your higher time frame, right? And
Hmm.
you want everything high on the time frame you're going to trade, right?
Okay.
So that they can all fall, right? The higher time
Correct.
frame blue is sucking them back down like a magnet,
Hmm.
right? So this works on the higher time frames, right? It's the daily. It doesn't matter what it is. The rules stay the same. That's the cool part.
Yeah.
Stocks, crypto, gold, NAS, oil, doesn't matter. Doesn't matter what it is, right? I think it's funny how all of a sudden, uh, Iran and we're having a ceasefire, right? And now
Hmm.
oil prices are dropping, but we had a big sell on oil. How does that coincide with the news? Come on. What?
I mean, it doesn't.
Well, it shouldn't, right?
Right.
But let's check the charts. Did the charts predict that maybe there's going to be a big ceasefire? Maybe. Let's see. Let's see. I wonder, do we live in a world that's full of garbage and crap and there's that blue line, right? So let's see if just a reminder to anybody who watches on YouTube, I'm not a financial advisor. I just read my charts. That's it. All right. Pink and purple both got high, right? Pink and purple were
Yeah.
low.
Hmm.
Pink and purple were low in December on a weekly. Okay. Okay. And oil was below its daily blue line. All of a sudden, pink starts to rise. Okay. The first week of January. And all of a sudden, price starts taking off. Look what happens with the purple. When did this war crap start?
Probably around the same time.
Yeah. But it wasn't when this pink started going, right? So
Not
caught up, like, because you'll start to create a mental state where you want the big home run, right? You're looking for a home run swing. Don't. Learn how to get base hits. Home runs will come, but get these little base hits down, build up your accounts, where now, if you're making $100 a day times five accounts, which is super easy, right? You just made $500. So what
Hmm.
does a $300 trade, right? Which is again easy, times five accounts look like? That's a $1,500 day, right? Times 5 days a week. You see where I'm going? That's
Yeah.
7,500. 7,500 times four, right? We're looking at like a $30,000 month, right?
Yeah.
Times 12 months, it's a $360,000 paying a job, right? So when you look at it at that scale of saying, I don't need to hit home runs, just base hits, right?
Mm.
Right? But then you're taking that and you're learning and you're scaling up accounts. Now you're getting more confident. So maybe you're taking, now you're like, hey, now I've built my confidence in the trading, the consistency. I'm going to take it up just a little bit, right? A little bit at a time. Okay. Now you're
Yeah.
scaling up, right? And so this is what I'm trying. So that's why I say don't get comfy trading on TradingView because you can't copy trade on TradingView. It's just is what it is.
Oh, you can't.
Okay. You can't copy trade. So if you're playing certain time frames, it just can't. Okay. So that's just how that works. It's an unfortunate thing. But
Okay.
you'll kind of learn over time how to work and operate in your own self. But all that to be said that, you know,
We'll get there.
this is what we're talking about, right? Doing
Mm.
something small. And that's why I'm saying right now, hey, just go for $100 a day, right? At two micros on NAS, that's $4 a pip, right? That's like it's like two or three 20-point movement trades, which we saw was pretty easy, right?
Yeah. So
So,
how and what is so like obviously like that's what you're making, but what is the loss on that? Like it's
yeah.
amplified, right?
So your losses can be amplified when you read wrong, and the reason why is this, right? Let's say that you get into a trade here, right? And this trade is 5 micros, which is way too
Hmm.
much, but let's just say, right? Okay, this is where you get in. And this is your stop loss. Yes. Okay. And you have to have your stop loss at your full trade amount, right? Correct? You get me?
It's like at your like break even point, right? Like what you
Yep.
bought.
Well, this is where you got in, right?
Right.
So let's say, you were looking at the pivot and it was like this, right? So you put your stop loss below the last pivot, right?
Oh, right, right. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay. So if this comes down and hits your stop loss, you're losing all of that, all those points times your full five.
Oh,
And
wow.
as you
Okay.
start, if you don't, and let's say that it doesn't hit that and it just goes up, right? So you closed out one there. So you took some profit, right? And you closed out another one there. Well, you took a piece of that pie at one, a piece of that pie at one, right? And now you're letting this run and go. Okay. You've got to technically win more than you're going to lose, or these losses will hurt because
Mm-hmm.
they're the full effect of loss. It's the full amount.
Mm.
Does that make sense? So this is where getting in correct, learning your entries, okay, not getting in too soon and learning patience is going to pay off. Because when you do this correctly, you're not going to get these retracements. You remember how I told you it was like, yeah, I might lose on this trade because it hasn't come into the channel. Well, when you're
Right.
really in it, right, you're like, oh, but it might, but it might. Yeah, but the rules say let it go into the channel. So are you going to have the wherewithal to say, no, I'm going to follow my rules. It's not ready yet. It hasn't gone into the 5 minute channel, so it's not going to come up yet. And what did it do, right? That one went down, and technically we lost $900, right?
Yeah.
Because then what happens is you lose, and then you're trying to play catch up, and you start getting emotional, and that's a whole other beast in and of itself.
Mm. Okay, so and how much would those like 5 units on a micro like cost that account, that eval account? Or does it not cost
So
anything?
on NAS on MNQ, a 5 micros is $10. Remember, each one is $2 per point.
Oh,
So that
right.
means every point it moves is $10. So if it goes 20 points down, that's a $200 you're $200 negative.
Okay, explain that one more time. Just one more time, just so I
Yep,
can
yep.
think about it.
5 micros
Yeah,
times
$2.
$2 a point times each micro. Okay. So what that means is that each point of movement, or pip as we call it, is $10.
Mm-hmm. Right.
The 20-point movement up or down at $10 is $200, either in the green or in the red.
Right. Okay, perfect.
Yep.
But it's not like you're losing an extra amount, but only gaining like half of that. Okay, you're gonna be losing or gaining the same.
You're going to be losing, or well, you'll be losing whatever you put your stop loss at, right? And that's why I was telling you
Correct, correct.
on, so like, let's go to it real quick, just for crap, what do they call it? Craps and giggles. Like,
Because I think it was before on a micro chart. It was like the price moved by $20 technically on the actual share price, but
on
you were
NAS,
lose yeah, but someone or it was you were showing me or someone was losing like $900, even
right?
though it had only moved $20. And I'm
Because
guessing
remember,
that's because
when you're doing futures, right? Everything is amplified. You can take you can take a trade, get 20 points, and make at 1 micro $2. 20 points could be $40, right? That's the
hmm
20 points and 1 micro, which is the smallest you can go. That's a $40 movement.
hmm
The loop, there's no cap on what you can do. So on a $50,000 account, you can go up to 40 micros. 40 micros, uh, that's 80. That's $80 a point movement. So 10 points
Oh,
up makes you $800. That kind of makes my stomach a little bit sick. But that's the reality. 10 points, right? So now do you need a 20-point movement? No.
no.
But if it goes 10 points down, you're
Then you
negative
popped
eight,
$800.
you're negative
That's
800
crazy.
bucks, right?
So is there a way where you can do something like that, but from with your own money, like put 2 grand of your own money into an account that's like of your own, and then play like that, or do you have to do it through a proper brokerage futures
No,
thing with like
no, there are ways essentially to put money into a brokerage account. We call them Forex accounts. If you're going to use an American account, right? Um, it sucks. They give you like 50 to 1 leverage. It's pretty much like your dollar doesn't mean jack. Now, there are other brokerages that are not American where you use Bitcoin or crypto and stuff like that, and they're offshore, and they'll do things like give you 500 one. The difference is that obviously you can also lose, right, faster, right? And that's why America
right?
says we only do 50 to 1 because we don't want to hurt the American consumer. But if you know what you're doing, then you can also make. That's how, so when I first started, I took I think I took $1,000. No, I took $2,000, put it into one of those accounts, and my first day I made $800. Okay, what is that? That's a 40% return on day one.
hmm
Okay, and it was the worst thing that could have happened to me because
Yeah,
real cocky, real quick. I was like, shoot,
yeah,
I'm gonna print money. Like, and I got really good really quick, and that was without the sniper. And then I was like, shoot, when I get this sniper, and then I just started playing stupid. I started not using the system and trying to roll off of what I thought it was going to do, or I would wish my will upon the market, right? Like, oh,
right.
well, I see these snipers here. This is what it's going to do. And it's like, is it? Um, are you checking all your tools? Are you looking at the higher time frames?
Yeah. I
No.
guess what I'm thinking though is like you have obviously funded account, right? You paid the $150, pass the exam. Now you have that $50,000 and you can't hit 48 until you start making like more and more and more and more. But the thing is, if I say, hey, I want this funded account, I pass the test, but I'm like, yo, let me put 2 grand of my real money into this so that if I do lose that 2 grand, I'm actually still chilling, right? Can you do something like
No,
that?
no,
Or okay, you can't do that.
not in a
Okay.
prop firm. And you wouldn't
Not
want
in
to
the
do
prop
that.
firm.
You
Right,
wouldn't want to
right,
do that
right.
anyway. If you were going
Oh,
to do
okay,
that,
okay.
I would tell you, let's put that into a Forex account as you learn the system and you start. Because remember, futures trades, you can only hold for 23 hours. So long, big trades, you can't hold them. If you get a Forex account, you can hold those over
Oh.
days and over weekends. You don't have to get out of them. In futures,
Oh,
you have to
right.
be out at the
Okay.
end of the day. So hold on, wife's
Oh,
calling.
that's why I call it day trading. Makes sense.
So like let's check this 5 minute buy stop right here, right? We see this 5 minute. So let's see what drawdown would have looked like. Okay. And how that changes and moves. So you can so I use Tradeovate. That's my actual broker.
Is that like a prop firm broker, or that's like your
Yes.
like?
Yes, a lot
Okay.
of prop firms use Tradeovate. So when you get a prop firm account, if that's what you decide to do, right? Okay, then they'll give you a Tradeovate login. So
Okay.
let's do this at 5, okay? And it's going to be a stop, right? Let's just call it what it is, okay? So let's look at what would have happened, okay? If you would have gotten in this trade at 5 micros on a 5 minute buy right here, right on that yellow, okay? And let's say you got in here, right? Let's say you got in when that first pink pulled up,
Mm-hmm.
okay? You would have been up $167. Then it would have came down. Then you would have been negative $132. Then you would have been in the positive $137, $190. Then you would have been negative $95. Then it pushed 665. But your stop loss, the way we should have played this, right? Pivot plus some.
Mm-hmm.
Pivot, you see? Look at it. It gave you one, right? And it gave it again.
Yep.
Okay, it gave it twice. That's a double confirmation. Okay, so you're saying,
Mm-hmm.
hey, I might even want to give myself a little bit more space. What's an extra $30, $40, right? To give myself that space. Do not play your
Mm.
stop losses close. If you're playing your stop losses too close, you're playing too heavy, straight up. I'll just put
Okay.
that out there now. If you're like, ooh, that's a lot of money. I'm gonna play this right here, right? Like I'm gonna just put it right at the end. Yeah, I'd rather you take your size down and give yourself more space
Mm-hmm.
than play this tight and keep it heavy because you will get tapped out and then it'll go and do its thing and you'll be super pissed off at yourself. If
Mm-hmm.
you can't afford a good stop loss, you're playing too heavy mentally.
Yeah.
I'm trying to tell you. Okay. So, and then obviously it came
Dang.
down, right? And
Okay.
it played around a little bit. So, and then it took off. Okay. And it went even more. So, you could have got in whatever we said that was at
9 o'clock.
8:50, 9 o'clock my time. So, 6:45 your time. You could have gotten in and let it ride all night, which I've taken overnight stuff. I do it all the time. Believe it or not, it's nice to wake up and be like, oh, look, it hit my take profit. Sweet. Okay. And at 6:15, which I'm up at 4:30, right? I might have been a little bit mad because I'd have been up at 4:30 and seen it like, oh man, I just missed all that. But if you'd have left it, then I mean, essentially, what, But again, we're not putting our take profits up there. I'm just showing you, right?
Mm.
Take profit should have really happened here, right? You should
Mm-hmm.
have probably went to bed already, right? Or I would have been asleep because I go to bed at 10 and it would have hit my take profit, closed out all my trades at 10:45 and I would have woken up to $632.
Right. Okay. And so let's say, boom, you make that trade. Now your brokerage account is 50,632. What is the fee that they like? What are the withdrawal fees and like what are the fees that they like have you to keep the
Every
account? Is there any stuff
every
like that?
every every brokerage is different. Okay.
Okay.
The one I'm on now, it's called Lucid. I'm on a 90/10. So you can actually pick and choose what kind of brokerage account you want, like the size, how much money like what size you could do a 100K account, you can do a $250,000 account, right? If you want to go heavier and make more and do all that. I've been at 50,000. I just like that size. I like the cost of them. And then you can say, oh, well, I'd rather save like $40 and I'll do the 80/20 split, right? I always do the 90/10, right?
Okay.
And then every trade you take also has commission, right? And so normally you can put in here to start working the commissions. It's already built in there. Um, So yeah, you might have made a $636 trade, but you pocketed 620. The brokerage, the commission fees are tiny. They're not really that big
Okay.
of and when you get
Okay.
your real account and do all that, you'll see how much you're charging. The commission fees are not big. They're unrecognizable. You don't even necessarily see them.
Right. Okay. I think the only thing I'm trying to work my head around, and I know I've probably asked this already, I'm so sorry, but like, if what's kind of that point then of the prop firm account giving you 50K if it's if technically you can only lose 2 grand of it anyway? Yeah, does that make not make sense, or am I tripping?
Yeah, so let me show you this, and I think I might be able to do it here. Let me open this back up
Like,
again.
what even is the point of then? Like, technically, wouldn't they just give you 2 grand?
No,
Like, wouldn't the
let
account
me
just
let me
be
sh- let me
two?
show you why. Right. So in a 50K account, okay, in a 50K account, so like look, my paper trading account right now is at $56,037, right? I wonder, do I even have trades open right now? I think I've got some, I might have some trades open. I'm always paper trading, okay? Look at
Oh, that's crazy.
right?
That's
So, and
wild.
I've been holding this because when I got in, right? And look at, and that was one, as small as it goes,
Wow.
okay? So look at unrealized because I haven't closed it, right? So really the equity's at 79,381. And I reset these. So like right now, I'll just close this out and I'll reset it at 50. I normally do that, every couple weeks and I do it over again, right?
Okay.
So the
So I
reason
can
why
set
they
mine
give you a
up to be 50.
yep, so when you do it, you can set it at 50 or whatever you want to start practicing on. Here's why they give you quote unquote 50,000. A 5 unit, a 5 micro play on NAS eats up $15,392 of that 50K. It's
Right.
margin. Okay. That's what it's about. This is all about margin. Okay. So, even though you got $632, they don't let you like they're pretty much saying, hey, NAS each one micro is worth $3,000 essentially is what it is, right?
Mhm.
And so it uses up that margin. And so that's why they give you essentially this account to be able to have the margin in order to place these trades.
Okay. That's why you have to play on micro instead of the actual NAS.
Well, so just so you know, 10 micros is one mini, right? So when you do this at 10, right, that's $30,000. Now, in a $50,000 account, you cannot play more than 40 micros. But at 40 micros, look at what happened. It's like,
Mm.
nope, you over leveraged your amount, right? So if I wanted to be playing big boyish on 40 micros, I'd probably need a $250,000 account.
And that means you just pay a brokerage like 500 bucks and then
Yeah, I don't I think they're about 250, $300 or something like that for a $250,000 account.
what your
It's
loss
it's
is
six
like.
it's 6,000. 6,000 for your pass your test and a 4,000, sometimes even 3,000. That's why I don't really like them.
Yeah, because you got to make so much more
You
to
got to
pass the
well, you got to
test.
you
But
got to make like 6,000, but you only get like $1,000 more of drawdown. I'm like, well, that doesn't really make no sense. Like if I got to make double, shouldn't you give
right,
me at least $4,000? Like, you
right. And
know?
so to pass that test, you're making that money technically with their account, but it's not real. Is that pretty much how you're doing it?
Yes, when you do the initial test, it's all essentially just like paper trading, right?
Okay.
Because it's just on their back end that they can see that. And
Yeah.
so
Okay.
then when you obviously you
See,
do the real
yeah.
one, it's a little bit different. So
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Cool. That makes a lot of sense now.
mhm.
Because I was always trying figuring out like how these people make money like when they're like people always be like, yeah, I'm starting trading. I'm like, okay, but you have no money. It's like, yeah, no, but like I can still do it. I'm like, no, how the heck you can still do it?
Yeah, I mean that's what
Like,
people are doing. It's all about OPM. It's OPM and leverage. See, look, I on my 100K, look, I made 19,842. I've even
cool.
practiced on like larger accounts where I can get used to hundreds of thousands of dollars, being negative and being positive. So I'm trying to train my
Yeah,
brain to play with large amounts, right?
right.
Like,
Do you do you do you ever trade the market up and down at the same time? Like if you like see, like if you're in a buy and then you can see like, oh, it's probably gonna sell soon. Do you ever kind of like be like, oh, let me take my profit and then like put myself in a sell stop now? Like do you like kind of ride
Um,
that up and down
so
or
remember, right? We kind of showed buying up on that 1 minute buy stop, that broken block, up to the 1 minute blue line, but all that did was prepare for a 5 minute sell. Remember that, right?
right? Yeah, 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 yeah.
So yes, as you start to get, but that's kind of the whole deal, right? It's like depending on what time frames you play and what you're doing, right? So like when I look at the charts and I see the 1 hour, everything's low. Blue, pink,
Hmm.
purple. 30 minute, blue, pink, purple's low. 15 minute, blue, pink, purple's low. Am I looking for sales? No,
No, no,
right?
no. You're looking for buys, right?
Because it needs to start flipping around, but it's going, if all that stuff is low, it's only going up to now have a sell, right? But everything
Hmm.
operates in orders. It starts at a 1 second buy, and then it goes to a five, and then a 15, and then a 30 second, and then a 1 minute. You'll learn this. It's like this progression, right?
Okay.
So even on sells, you'll have like as things are going down, it'll come back up, and you'll have a 3 minute sell, right? And then that'll
Hmm.
go, that'll go, that'll go. Then there'll be a big, retrace back up, and then a 5 minute. Then
Hmm.
it'll go down, down, down. Then there'll be a 10 minute. Then there'll be a 15. So now we just get to the point where we're like, oh, well, we know what's next.
Right.
So
Right.
methodical. It's like, but again, trying to remember and coordinate what you're looking at with your emotion and with what you're seeing. And as you're playing it, that's going to be, um, I don't know how to explain it. I tell people, I played quarterback in high school, right? And
Hmm.
so a lot of times I knew what receiver was going to be open by me looking at what the defense was, right? Like I can see where things need to go and what's going to happen, but I still have to
Hmm.
execute it, right? Just
Right.
because you see
Right.
something doesn't mean that it's just automatic. You still have to you have to have a good skill set. You have to have the
Hmm.
mindset to execute what you see in front of you.
Yeah.
So
Perfect. Okay. Perfect. Well, I do have to get going, but thank you so much for all of that. It's honestly, this has been very helpful. And
sure.
oh yeah, one thing, I'm not in the Discord yet. I didn't get an invite or anything like that, which is chill.
To
Um,
the Pip Nation or to the one for the safety trade system?
any of them.
Any of
I don't know.
them?
I haven't
So
received anything.
I'll do something with the Pip Nation one. You probably won't get the one for the safety trade until Kevin does your
The
thing on Monday.
onboarding.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
and he'll
that's
probably tell you guys, hey, and if you say like, hey, any questions, you can just be like, hey, I'm not in the Discord, and he might say, oh yeah, we'll put you in today, no worries.
okay,
But
cool.
I'll talk to John about getting you in the Pip Nation because that's a separate uh it's just a bunch of us so we can talk crap to each other.
Cool.
So
Yeah.
uh,
Do you guys ever call together? Like, do you guys ever like kind of
Sometimes
do
we
trades
do, yeah.
together?
Sometimes guys will get on and we'll kind of trade together, or people will post little training videos like, "Hey guys, I want you to see this." John and his brother, there's two, we call them Parker brothers. They both
Okay.
trade. One's prior Marine. They're super good guys. They get this really really good. But they study, man. They study, they study, they study, and they kill it. So again, you can do really well and they get super confident and then stop studying and then you're back in the dumps and then you're like, oh, what happened? Well, you missed something, right?
What are they studying? Like,
Just the flow, man. The flow, the honestly, blue lines. Blue lines
okay.
is what you study. Watch where, hey, a 1 minute buy stop has to go down to its 5 second blue line. So when it's showing a 1 minute buy stop, but it hasn't touched its 5 second, right? There's a lot of
How do
these
you
things that happen.
how do you know that though? Like, why? Wait, what? What?
You just learn that that's the way it flows and rolls, right? So
Okay.
I don't know how else to tell you that how I know. It's just one of those things that you'll learn as you kind of go and you see it, right? As everything flows up and gets away and does all that stuff, it'll come back down and then, oh, look at, see, what did I just say right now?
It's stop it,
What
man.
did I just say right now?
This guy.
Right?
Stop being a genie, huh?
Well, the thing is, I can be a genie all I want. It's about how you play it, right?
I
What did I
know.
say?
Yeah, yeah.
Look, 5 second, right? It's going to
It
go up.
taps.
It's going to
Yeah.
hit again. Okay. And then it'll go up. So a lot of times what happens is people are like, oh, I'm going to get in. I'm going to get in right here. Look, look, look. Especially when price action starts to push, people get really antsy and they're like, oh, I don't want to miss it. And then it goes up and it goes, and they're like, what
hmm
happened? Well, hey, it's always got to go back again.
hmm
Okay. And
Well, I
if
mean,
it
I did
goes
see that
and
that
taps
channel
and
starting
takes
to
off,
close.
huh?
I was just saying, like, the channel right there is starting to close, and so I feel like it's gonna. That's when how you know it's gonna start flipping to that green, that red, that red little
Here.
channel. No, blow, blow, blow. The box starting to like close
Oh,
up.
yeah, you're starting to see it kind of get close, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So I've kind of learned I really like certain you'll learn so like inside of this buy stop, there's other buy stops. And that's where the safety trade really comes in because you'll find where you like to get in. And so like when that first 1 second buy stop happens on a 1 minute buy, that's where I'm in. So I'm
Right.
inside of
So
a buy
what?
stop, inside of a buy stop. It's like the little Russian eggshells, right? Or the Russian dolls,
Yeah,
right? That's
yeah.
one inside of another. And so that's
hmm
how, as they're opening or as they're closing, you can get in one of the smaller ones, right? To see where that's at.
How come the swimmers are green on the 1 minute, but when you were
Mhm.
on the 5 second or something, they were red?
Yep.
Like why? Because like for me, like I guess one of the foundational things was like, yo, red, 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 green is actually a sell. So in my mind, I wouldn't take this because I'm thinking, wait, maybe like well, I feel like like I feel like I just missed that. That buy stop just happened, right? So
That's where your snipers come into play, right?
okay.
So we see this 5 second sell, it comes down. You could have made money. 5 second sell comes down, could have made money. But we know that there's a larger time frame, right? So when you see a blue high on a 1 minute and you're looking at a 5 second and pink or purple are low, well, you kind of already missed the down. You
hmm
missed the down here, right?
hmm
Well, what was that down? Well, that down was over here, buddy. These.
Yeah. All of
Was
that.
over
Yeah.
here. This was the down. Then it came
hmm
down, like almost tapped the 5 second, hit the 5 second, almost hit it again. So we actually kind of probably missed that. Almost touched it again. And now it's flipping. And now look at the 5 second. Now the histogram's starting to go green. The Bach broke. Things are starting to
hmm
go up, right? These are what
Right.